Hello, Internet. My name is Zero, and welcome back. Welcome to Doki Doki Anomaly. This is a fan-made SCP game. Well, they're a fan of the SCP Foundation, so I'm calling it a fan game. But it's a game all about dating the anomalies of the SCP Foundation. If you know what the SCP is, good. If you don't know, you haven't been on the internet long enough. The first recorded death associated with SCP-8008 occurred on December 18th, 1997. The victim, John Paul, review. Right? Review? I'm gonna go with that. Review. 38 Caucasian male was found pinned under his Dodge truck. People on scene reported him being smushed. I'm sorry. Smush to the neck like an empty tube of toothpaste. Okay. Exact wording. He was also smiling ear to ear and wearing a pair of novelty spiral lensed glasses. The SCP Foundation became involved later when the local detective associated associate assigned to the case was also found dead, dismembered by his own lawnmower, smiling broadly and wearing the same glasses. Apparently, the anomalous pair of novelty glasses, deemed SCP-8008, allows the wearer to fall in love with literally anything. What? SCP-8008 log, October 6, 1999. Ooh, 2 years later. The entire first cohort of researchers assigned to the anomaly has been redacted. The first three researchers were killed by an H2 pencil, a diamond necklace, and a pool noodle. The last was found blank in redacted in redacted. All the data after that has been redacted. Oh my god. The whole thing with the SCP Foundation is if there's stuff they don't want to be let out, they hide it. Okay, so what am I supposed to do with this? I shut SCP-8008 case files in disgust and tucked the folder under my arm. Who'd I piss off to get assigned to an anomaly with a 100% casualty rate? Oh, that's bad. Must be because of SCP-458 incident last month. Stupid infinite pizza box. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Damn it. The heavy door to SCP-173, the sculpture's enclosure. Ah, crap. If y'all don't know what the sculpture is, it's literally a concrete and rebar made sculpture with blood and other bodily objects smeared on it sometimes, or at least smelling of those exact objects at times. The heavy doors to SCP-173, the sculpture's enclosure, has already opened when I arrive. This thing's crazy fast and can kill you like. So make sure y'all don't blink. My assignment, my assistant, Dr. Theron Sherman, Dr. Theron Sherman, smiles briefly at me as in I enter the room, then returns to reviewing his notes. He flips his pen in an elaborate loop between his fingers. Nice. His nervous fidget. Ooh, less nice. The dozen D-class inmates inside are all staring intently at vaguely peanut-shaped sculpture standing motionless in the corner of the room. After all, it was on, After all, it only takes an instant when nobody has it in their direct line of sight, even a blink at the wrong time, and it will snap all our necks in an instant. Ah, here comes Dr. Fields now from his experiment with SCP 682. Morning. He seems distracted. Morning, sir. Everything all right? He blinks, seeming to refocus. Yes, yes. Everything's fine. I look at the strange pair of glasses Dr. Field is holding. Oh, is handing me. This is it. I take SCP-8002, the novelty glasses from him. Nothing how light they are. Just a dark plastic frame and spiral pattern lenses. Dr. Field wipes his hand off on his lab coat. I was thinking it said in his lab room. Oi, I'm a little tired right now. I just took a nap and just woke up. As if to get rid of anything the glasses may have left behind. They look funny, but let me tell you, he swallows nervously, they're no joke. Dr. Field nods and takes his leave. Alright. I settle into the flimsy aluminum chair at the table, provided, and activate the microphone. No turning back now. I take a deep breath and put on SCP-8008, the novelty glasses. Uh, there's no way you're the SCP. Oh boy. You're SCP-173. Hello. I clear my throat, hoping my nerves won't be too noticeable in the video recording. Hello, SCP-173. Whether she's thinking deeply or completely brain dead, I can't tell. Why is she ginger? Like, I don't recall anything in the design of SCP-173 showing red hair or anything. Well, I mean, there's a lot of red on SCP. I thought maybe, like, blonde with, like, dirty, dark spots might be right, but... Okay, so what I heard from it about this game is that it's a dating sim. Can you understand me? That was something. I mean, nothing wrong with gender, but I don't know what I expected. Maybe brown hair? No, this looks nice. I like it. I'll be continuing experimentation with you. Is that alright? Were you expecting someone else? If she's looking for my predecessor, she's going to be disappointed. They're not coming back. I'm not making the same mistake they did. But maybe we can be friends. I want to know what the mistake was they made. I won't be making the same mistake they did. Definitely brain dead. Beside me, Dr. Sherman scribbles something on his notes. In his notes. I stretch in my seat, settling into the rhythm of the interrogation. Our goal here is to clarify exactly how SCP-8008 produces its hallucinations, and to better understand its psionic properties, we will compare my subjective experience to the audio-video footage and Dr. Sherman's notes. To begin, I will show you some images. Is that alright? Still no response. Am I doing something wrong? Footage of the previous researchers showed them reacting as if to conversate by this point. Maybe I might just survive this after all. Okay. I show her the image of a monarch butterfly in summer. What do you see? She seems distressed by the image, but she's so difficult to read. Next, I show her the image of a human face. And this? She's glaring right at me. Sir, what's wrong? I didn't realize it, but I stood up. The small hairs... Sorry, I'm still a little asleep. The small hairs on the back of her neck, on the back of my neck, standing straight up. Everything inside me is screaming to get away from this creature. Nothing, I'm fine. It takes all my self-control to force myself to sit down. I can do this. Lastly, I show her an image of her actual face. The blank, spray-painted eyes stare up from the paper. Last one, okay? What do you see here? No one. She spoke. Maybe I'm getting through to her after all. SCP-173. Would you be able to make some sort of sound to let the others know we're communicating? Maybe bang on the table. The twisted body of one of the D-Class personnel is slammed suddenly onto the table, looking up at me with wide eyes. His body spasming at the sudden disconnection from his brainstem. His head is turned 180 degrees. What just happened? I didn't see. I blinked. The man on the table has stopped twitching, his irises mid-dilated. Around the room, the remaining D-Class have their backs against the walls. One woman is hyperventilating, covering her eyes. I blinked too. And me. And me. Not again. Everyone just happened to blink at the same time. I will remind D-Class personnel that every deviation from eye contact protocol will have severe consequences. We can see that beyond the obvious. Right. I almost jump out of my chair as the timer beeps. That's all for today. The sooner these experiments are over, the better. I remove SCP-8008, taking a moment to wipe the sweat from my face. Without the glasses, I can see SCP-173, as it actually is, a monster of concrete and rebar, looming right in front of me. The corpse on the table seems to be staring at it, afraid to look away even in death. I must have watched the video footage of today's experiment a dozen times now. No evidence of the young woman I'd seen. I scrub through it again, looking for any sign of mental deterioration. Would I even know if I was seeing it? Perhaps tomorrow I'll ask Dr. Sherman to share his notes with me. Oh, what's this? Get 5,000 or die. Uh, 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 uh. Uh, uh, uh. Now get. Uh. Uh, uh, uh. Okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. How do... Did I get it? Oh boy, oh boy. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Okay, I wake up with a start. What was that dream? Something about legs? Something about breaking my legs is what I remember. And... What the hell? You'll regret that. Regret what? What? She's gone. I reach up to touch my face, terrified that I might find SCP-8008 there. It's just me. So what's... So what did I just see? I dress and head down to the cafeteria to get some water. A clock on the wall reads just past 2 a.m. It's so quiet. I find my way to the cafeteria without incident. It's empty but for Dr. Singer, the third researcher in our cohort, sitting at one of the benches. She's staring into a hot mug of coffee, hunched over with her elbows resting on her knees. Dr. Singer? She jumps at my voice, spilling coffee on her hands and dropping the mug with a shout. It shatters on the ground. Sorry, I didn't mean to... No, it's fine. It was an accident. She means it, but I still feel bad. Neither of us say anything as we clean up the mess. Eventually, I break the silence. How'd it go with SCP 096 today? Dr. Singer makes a face as she rinses her hands under cold water. That bad, huh? No. She didn't even talk to me. It's just. She? Dr. Singer pauses for a moment, then blinks. Thank you. She turns off the faucet and dries her hands. You were assisted to the previous lead res- You were assistant to the previous lead researcher, right? I can't help but ask. She nods. All the data about them was expunged. I was hoping you might be able to. I let my question trail off as I see the paleness of Dr. Singer's face. I don't want to talk about it. Her eyes are cold, but I might be able to help us. It might be able to help us. It might. I said I don't want to talk about it. Yikes. That bad. I'm gonna hit a save real quick. Okay, I can save at any moment. Awesome. Suddenly, the room rocks at the sound of a distant explosion. An instant later, the containment breach alarm blares to life. Oh, crap. What the? Dr. Singer and I look at each other in horror as we both come to the same realization. Dr. Fields. We break into a run towards SCP 682's temporary containment chamber. Maybe we're not too late. The alarms are deafening. I've only ever heard them once before at the site I'd been transferred from. 14 people had died that night. The hallways rock violently. Fine dust pours from the concrete ceiling, catching in my throat as we run. I cough hoarsely, my lungs already burning from the unfamiliar exercise. My worst fears are confirmed as we round the final corner. All I can see is a cloud of billowing dust and stone debris. Huge shards of rock have gouged the walls on the far end of the corridor, exploding from the wall that had been SCP-682's temporary containment chamber. Yeah, that. I jump as a hand grasps my torso trouser leg? Oh, trouser leg. Okay. To my horror, I recognize Dr. Veda, the fourth and final researcher of our cohort. His lips and chin are crimson with blood. His torso has been pulped by metal shrapnel. I barely have time to process this before a shape looms out of the new hole in the wall. It's big. Ahead of us, Dr. Fields is standing with his arms raised towards it. I can't see his face, but I know he's wearing SCP-8008. The massive Keter-class anomaly crawls over to the pile of debris. Yellow acid smoke pours off its body. It spots Dr. Singer and I. My body freezes, pinned by those hateful yellow eyes. Dr. Fields, my beloved, my queen. He looks so small next to her. I did as you asked. Now we can be together. Disgusting. It snaps Dr. Fields up in its crocodilian jaw faster than I can believe. Dr. Fields screams as SCP-682 shakes him back and forth like a doll. I can hear his body breaking. SCP-8008 flies off and lands near my feet. A wave of desire to put them on washes over me. Resist the glasses, put them on. I want to see what SCP-682 looks like, but I probably shouldn't. I'm gonna put them on. Oh, she looks angry. She's big. She holds Dr. Fields by the torso in one of her hands. His screams become gurgles as my mind struggles to understand what it's seeing. Dr. Fields' body seems to dissolve in ragged chunks as if something unseen is tearing him apart. Then it occurs to me, she is... And he's gone. Interesting. Gunfire erupts from behind SCP-682. I hit the floor just as bullets whip through the air around me, sending up sprays of sharp stone where they hit the tiles. I cover my head. Even above the sirens, the gunfire, I can hear 682 shriek as it enters a rage state. The floor rocks under me as another section of the building collapses. Then suddenly, the shower of debris and bullets stops. Even sound seems muted. I decided to risk it. Carefully, I open one dust-covered eye to see a pair of bare gray feet standing just inches from my face. After a moment of confusion, it dawns on me. SCP-096 had been moved into an adjoint cell block for testing. I cover my eyes in an instant, praying I haven't seen its face somehow. To see SCP-096's face is certain death. You. A voice rings through the high-ceilinged chamber, followed by a howl from SCP-096 as it too enters a rage state upon being glimpsed. I blindly begin to crawl away from the sounds of fighting as the two anomalies clash. I hope desperately I'm going in the opposite direction. A huge chunk of concrete strikes me in the back, crushing the air from my lungs in a whoosh. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. My vision goes soft around the edges as the life is slowly crushed out of me. Is that it? Something is pulling on my leg. Something impossibly strong. It feels I feel hands around my ankles. I gasp as the pressure on my chest is released and light returns to the world. Oh, crap. I won't ever let others have you. Oh, okay. She's gone. I hear voices. I hear Dr. Sherman shouting. Why is he shouting? The spike of pain and shots that shoots through my legs almost make me black out again. Doctor, can you hear me? Doctor. I can't respond. The pain is too much. I can't. When my eyes open again, it's dark, but for the dim glow of a computer screen. Of computer screens, okay? The steady beeping I'm hearing. It's my own heartbeat. I must have been in the medical ward. A triangle of light pours under the door at the far end of the room. Distant voices also filter in. What were you thinking? My assistant's familiar voice. He's angry. I've hardly ever heard him shout like that. Someone else's voice murmurs back, but I can't catch the words. The beeping of the machine beside me increases in pace, setting off a ping alarm. The voices outside stop abruptly. I'm forced to shield my eyes as Dr. Sherman throws the door open. Doctor, you're awake. He hurries to my side, and before I'm given a chance to talk, my assistant is helping me drink a glass of water. Nurse said you'd want this when you wake up. I didn't realize how thirsty I was until I started drinking. I set the cup down in my lap as I finish, feeling suddenly awkward. What happened? My voice is hoarse. Is that... Am I pronouncing that wrong? Does that say horse or am I getting that word wrong? Correct me in the comments if I am getting it wrong. We were able to recontain SCP-682 and 096, but SCP-173 is missing. Should I tell him SCP-173 saved my life? Its containment chamber was found open. That's not your biggest worry, though. Your legs were broken when that wall fell on you. That explains the dull ache I've been feeling and the fuzziness in my head. Must be some pretty powerful painkillers. I should write a thank you letter to the pharmaceuticals department. How bad? They'll heal, but you'll be in a wheelchair and cast for a few months at least. Damn it. Oh my god, that must suck. How have I been recording? Okay. I'm sorry, you guys, but this is all the time I have for today. I'll see you guys again tomorrow when we continue off this series. Because it is pretty interesting, but it's also pretty scary. And I hope you guys enjoy the unpacking video that I've just did. I'm not actually unpacking, that's the name of the game. I hope you enjoy it, because I had fun playing it. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.